Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Internet Nobodies podcast. And we're here celebrating the beginning of this spooktacular season. And along with me, I have some spooky, scary skeletons. And who might they be?
Hey, I'm Pete. And don't hug me. I'm scared.
I'm Dale, and I'm dressed as a sexy podcaster.
Rattle me bones! I'm Terrell.
And I am Captain Iron Chef America. And we are the Internet Nobodies podcast.
We're talking about the spookiest time of year.
My favorite time of the year.
Wait, what was the what did Homestar Runner call it?
I don't remember.
I don't remember, dude. How long has it been since Homestar Runner was relevant?
I don't even know
forever.
what that is.
What?
Ooh, alright, there's your homework.
I'm assuming I stepped on a landmine.
There's your
Oh,
homework for
yeah.
the day, Pete.
That's
Look up
another
Homestar Runner
episode.
at some point.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're talking about Halloween. I don't even know. I tried to look up the origins of Halloween, and it's a mess.
It's all
over the
is.
place.
There's
It is literally all over
Samhain.
the place.
There's like so many different, like Festival of the Dead, and like all kinds of crazy shit.
That's what
And
happens
the
when
Christian-
it comes to America, though. It all gets what's the word? Amalgamated? Was that the
Amalgamated,
word?
yeah.
Yes.
amalgamated.
Yeah.
Into one thing. And it becomes our holiday.
Well,
So
it
it's
also
like-
got Christianized, and then
Yeah.
now the
Well-
Christians hate it because it's all about worshiping Satan. #Hail Satan.
Or paganism in one other thing. I don't know. The Halloween has like such a random assortment of sources that you could pull from that there's no like one definitive source really, unless you like really deep dive, I assume. But like it's also like here in America probably also one of the other holidays that we drinkify. Like crazy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like every other holiday.
Yeah, like every other holiday. We somehow find a way to drinkify a holiday. It could even be like completely
It's the
irrelevant to
American
drinking.
way.
We somehow find a way to make it about drinking. I don't know. It's weird.
Thanksgiving, you're around your family, drink heavily. Halloween, you're in costumes. People are dressed as sexy things, drink heavily.
Christmas, just drink heavily. It's the
You're
year's
around your
almost
family
over.
again, drink heavily.
Year's almost over.
Valentine's Day and you're alone. Drink heavily.
Drink heavily.
That one was a little too painful.
That one was real. That one got real quick.
St. Patrick's Day, I don't care. It's all mainstream now. I don't want to drink on St. Patrick's Day.
Fucking hipster alcoholics.
New Year's Eve. Well, this year's over. Drink heavily.
Remember
New
how
Year's
terrible
Day.
the year was?
New Year just started. Drink heavily.
Gotta forget the last year.
Uh-huh.
So,
Don't
let's start off
remind
with, what are some of your earliest Halloween memories as kids?
Dressing up as Peter Pan and trying to jump off a glass table.
What?
Jesus.
Wow.
I mean, you wanted it.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the most Peter thing I've heard.
Wow.
I mean, there's not really much to elaborate.
No, yeah, there isn't. It's just that.
I'm pretty sure I was like 3.
I remember when I was like 4 or 5, my family were friends with this other family, so I went trick-or-treating with them, and the mother took us trick-or-treating. The dad stayed home to hand out candy, except he really liked to scare people, so he dressed up as a scarecrow and sat in a chair on the front lawn with a bowl of candy next to him.
Oh, that
I've seen
asshole.
that, yeah.
Yeah, that classic trick.
That's
I
And
love it.
That's like asking to get punched by like a certain set of people, and I would be one of those sets of people where it's like, you scare me, I'm throwing bows. I'm sorry. Like if I knock you out, like that's your own fault. You scared me. You shouldn't have done that. You should not have done that.
You know what the best part was? Is we came back
Oh.
from trick-or-treating, and he had a bag of candy, and he's like, well, scared one kid so bad he dropped his candy and ran away.
Now I have more candy.
So you guys get some extra candy this year.
That's great.
God damn it.
Trying to remember.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Continue.
I was gonna say, I think my earliest memory of like Halloween was being in school dressed as a Power Ranger.
Oh man, which one? I was dressed as the White Ranger.
Oh yes, yeah, I remember that now too. Yeah, I think I was dressed as a White Ranger one year too.
Did your school do this weird thing where they would parade you around the other classrooms
Yep.
in your costume?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I
They just
don't know.
thought it was funny.
Like-
Except they also paraded us outside. And the thing is, like, costumes, especially like kid costumes, are super thin.
Yeah.
So they're not the warmest when they send you on a parade outside late October.
The 90s were weird, man.
Yeah, God, were they?
The 90s
Saw
were
some things, man.
Yeah, the 90s were weird.
recommend
Like kids nowadays will not understand like half of the shit. Like there's a reason why most of us are so fucking
Like
scarred.
going to Blockbuster and trying to pick out a scary movie to watch with your family.
Or going to Blockbuster in general.
That too. They're like, what is a Blockbuster? That sounds painful.
There was a place where you used to go and rent scary movies, get candy, and play, rent video games. There's
In a
like,
way, kid, it is scary.
yeah, just don't be late with it. Oh my god, I just remember that. I think, it wasn't Halloween. It might have been like September. It might have been like some point in September. Maybe it was like early October. I just had a flashback. But like when the PS1 first came out, we rented a PS1 from Blockbusters. I think that was my first encounter with a horror game because my dad rented Silent Hill.
Ooh, that's good.
So like I vividly remember the openings of Silent Hill, and boy, like as a kid, that really fucked me up. Like the graphics are good for that time, but like if they remade that whole entire scene, oh my god, that would just scar someone if they were little.
Have you seen my daughter, Cheryl?
Not even no, I'm talking about like the dead body that's strung up on the fence, completely flayed
Yeah.
to
Oh no,
skin.
that's all I think of when I think of Silent Hill 1 is Cheryl. Where's Cheryl?
Yeah,
Have you
the
seen my daughter?
voice acting for
Grade
one wasn't great.
A voice acting.
It's not Capcom voice acting, but it's close.
It's almost there.
But it's like
never-
definitely one of those games that like does scream like, tis the season of spook. Because like I just vividly remember just like the atmosphere being set within those first few moments of seeing that body, and then the screen goes black, screen comes back, you're in a whole entire alleyway of just a bunch of fucking dudes just grabbing you.
Not even dudes. Shadow children.
Whatever. Either way, you're
Children are
with knives.
scarier than adults.
Yeah, it's either way you're running through that alleyway going, no, don't touch me there. This is my no square on your way out.
Ugh. Well then.
to like what seconds later to go black out, wake up in a fucking cafe with a cop who hands you a gun, by the way, and then you get attacked by like some demon raptor. I don't know, man. That game as a kid was so scary, but at the same time so wild that I could not wrap my head around it.
Yeah, it was a pioneer of the era.
Yeah, it really was. But yeah, there's like possibly a early like Halloween memory. Otherwise, like the other early Halloween memory I probably have is, or at least this one I remember, is just being Wolverine for like Halloween, and my friend's birthday like was relatively around that time. So we had a party in a place up in Jersey called Sports Authority. Sports Authority? Sports World. Sports World.
Sports
I was gonna say Sports Authority is something completely different.
Yeah, no. That's the reason why I fuck both of those up, because it's like I just remember sports and then go, was it World or Authority? It's one of these two, but whatever. So the thing with Sports World is that it was like its own like indoor carnival, bowling alley, mini golf course, laser tag place, and large ass fucking arcade. With like
So
I
it's like
think
Sports
3 floors
Plus
to
by
it.
us then.
Yeah, but it's not there anymore. Sad to say, but
No, neither is Sports Plus.
oh, so yeah,
It's
all right
Whole
then. It's
Foods now.
exactly like that then.
Ugh.
So I was like, it was like me as like Wolverine, my friend, and like a bunch of people he knew, were there. And I remember going into, as we were all signing up for laser tag, there's like this body that's just slumped over on the table. Now I must have been like, I don't know, like 6, 7 at the time, maybe 8, I don't know. And I'm just staring at this body because something just looked weird, and you could see the chest moving. I was like, oh, that's a cool like thing that they got there. It's totally not real, but I'm still watching this thing. And it's a dude in like a hockey mask, just laying there on the table, completely like every ounce of dead weight. So like No tension in the arms, no tension in the legs. He was looking like he was just a prop, just there, just to be there. So as we're signing up, I don't know what made this man want to do it now of all times. Like, couldn't have waited until like we walked out. No, 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 no. As soon as we were done signing up, this motherfucker pops out the table, yells as loud as he can, and my dark behind goes running out of that building, hooking a right and running for the closest fucking arcade machine to hide behind. Ironically enough, the machine I picked to hide behind was a House of the Dead machine.
Oh, I love irony in
Great.
my hiding places.
But then, like, I could hear everybody laughing at how, like, there was no hesitation in my running. It was just, ah! just straight feet hitting the ground. Out of there. Just out of there. Didn't look back. Didn't think that anybody was following me. I just took off.
God, I don't go into haunted houses that much because in the fight or flight department, I'm quick to punch.
Yeah.
I have accidentally beat the shit out of a guy dressed up as a werewolf. At the firehouse haunted house they put together
Yeah.
one year.
Okay.
Question: how old
Yeah,
were
answer.
you?
17.
13?
Wow.
12, 13, something like that. Well, the thing is, like, I wasn't that scared when I went through. Like, I went through it like twice. I went through it once, and then it was like nothing happened. I think it was because it was early, so like nothing was really happening, and I was like, whatever. And this like werewolf head was just like behind this one like hidden decorated counter, I guess. And I was just like, it's a beheaded werewolf, whatever. I went through, came back, went around, and they were giving out free food, so I went to eat. And then everybody was like, let's go in it again. I was like, okay. And I was like, nothing happens though. You just walk through it, and but then it like got darker, and there was more things in there. I don't know if they just didn't finish setting up. So I was like, what? and then that quote unquote decapitated werewolf head just fucking busted through the table that it was on and just ran up to me like straight like beeline for me, and I just beat the shit out of him. I was just like, no, stay away, no, stop it. And I ran out and I didn't go back in.
I went to a haunted house last year. It wasn't that scary,
Oh my god, that's funny.
but it had this room that had like this giant circular thing that was moving, and it had like zigzag lines on it, and it was like a strobe light on the door. It made me so disoriented, I thought I was going to fall. That was the scariest thing in that haunted house.
That's sad and also concerning.
And like everyone behind me was like, I don't understand why you're so scared. I'm like, because you're seeing my back. You're not seeing this door going around in a circle.
It's like,
It's
go in it
disturbing.
again without me and see what happens.
Because you guys
Yeah.
have a thing to focus on. I don't.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, I've never done the haunted house thing because I'm too much of a bitch.
I didn't do a haunted house, but yeah, I did. But it was like a collection of things at this one place. So a few years ago, I went with a friend of mine, her dude at the time, and then like his nieces. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't remember the relationship. It's irrelevant now, but whatever. So we're all going to this place up in Pennsylvania. It's just like they got a haunted house, a haunted hay bale ride, like their own like little haunted quote unquote forest, and shit like that. So I remember like just getting there and looking around, like, all right, I'm not gonna really be scared of anything in here unless they like drop like a giant ass fucking spider. Then I'll be concerned.
And then the spiders.
We'll get to that bit in a couple of seconds. So as we get in there, I think the very first thing we did was a haunted hay bale ride. I was just like, all right, well, I don't know what to expect on this thing, but we'll see. So driving through, and it's just a bunch of like flashy shit. We eventually had like zombie like farmers or whatever following us like chainsaws, and we get into this barn that the doors closed behind us. And I looked over, I was like, Alright, if there's gonna be any point in time where they actually do drop spiders, now would be it. And I looked up, and they had like these like fake ass, like giant ass, fake ass spiders just hanging up on the ceiling. I was like, yeah, that'd be it right there. That'd be it right there. And as soon as I like finished that thought, they just drop down, and like one is mere like inches away from my head. I'm just like, someone's gonna get punched today. And like as soon as like that finishes, they reel back up, and those zombie like farmers come in with the chain, like, those fake ass chainsaws. And they're like just talking some shit, being loud. One of them walks up to the thing and just starts revving it on the bottom of the hay bale truck. Now I don't know what put it in this man's mind to do this to me specifically, or if it just looked like I wasn't scared because I'm just like I just gotta hold this poker face because I'm just trying to not be like, hey, I can't like look like a total bitch right now because I got spiders above me. My one friend knows I am terrified of them to a degree. Like I'll start killing them on sight.
I hate them.
Yeah, I'll leave a room. Yeah, like I do not like them. So this one dude just takes this like fake ass chainsaw, rams it under the wood that's right under me. So now I have this chunk that I pop up like into the air like a solid like inch off the wood because that's how hard he rammed it. And as soon as I land back, it's just violent vibrating under where I'm sitting. I was like, why me? Why me? So we're going through this whole entire hillbilly ride. And I had no issues with it, except for the spiders and that one guy. Now, like, they had a haunted house, like, off to the right of that. And I was like, alright, well, we signed up for, like, a good, like, 4-course package. Or at least I did. But everybody else signed up for, like, the 3-course so they can go to, like, the Halo ride, the haunted thing in the forest. So, we're going through we're in line to get into the haunted house. And as we're walking, we're all just talking some shit. And out of, like, the bottom corner of my eye, I see this little girl dressed in white, long dark hair right next to me. And I look down, and I look up at like everybody else, and they don't see her. And I look back down, and she's still there, like following me. I was like, I hope this is someone's kid. I really hope this is someone's kid. Because I'm going to feel really bad if I'm, like, going to start swinging at a legitimate ghost, which I know isn't possible. But, like, if I'm having, like, this, like, strong of, like, an actual experience right now, this is very weird. They picked the wrong place to do this to me. So, whatever. We get into the haunted house. I'm writing this shit off. It is so far in the back of my mind that I'm trying to actively not think about it. Because she's like there in my sight the whole entire time. I don't know how she knows that I can see her, but she knows I can see her. Like I'm looking forward, and she's just ever so like in like the edge of my vision, and it's just like fucking just leave already, please. So we go through. So the entrance of it is like pretty straightforward. There's like nothing flashy there really. We just hear like a bunch of sounds and shit like that. And this hallway is doing like some weird undulating shit. Go further in, there's a dude with like a nail gun just nailing something to a table, and it's a fake nail gun, so it's clearly not loaded, and it's just compressed air. So as we're going through it, I'm like kind of trying to like focus on this little girl while looking straight and paying attention to everything else, because I was like, as soon as she's gone, like I'll feel way better about my scenario right now. But I don't like how she's hovering over me specifically. And like as like I'm kind of like, all right, is she still there? Like glance over it. This dude wheels around and just starts hitting me with like the nail gun and scares the shit out of me for like 2 seconds. It's like full visual. I'm gonna punch you. So we're walking through, and at some point we hit a hallway where it just starts closing in on you, with like this like soft fabric, but there's like some density to it. Like it had weight.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. They had it at the haunted house I went to last year.
Yeah, so like we're going through that, and I'm like, all right, I gotta get through this shit. Can't see shit. And as soon as I leave that shit, she's gone. That was a solid like 15 minutes to that whole entire house of like various other shit too. She was with me, and then she's gone in that whole entire hallway. I'm looking like I meet up with the rest of my group at the end of that hallway. Go, where is she? And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, there was a little girl who was dressed in white with black hair right next to me that whole entire time. You cannot tell me you guys didn't see her. They were like, oh, we thought it was just like a random, but she's not here. Clearly, she's not here. What do you mean you thought that it was just a random life? No. She was part of the attraction, and she was with me the whole time. So I was paranoid as a fucker. And you're telling me that you just now noticed she ain't here? And you're going, oh, what's it? Well, I am the only black guy in your group right now. You can't be doing this right now.
Well, the question is, were you at the back of the line?
I was in our group. Yes, sadly, yes.
Okay, that's why they never saw her, because you don't look behind in a haunted house.
Sadly, yes. But she was with us in the line into the haunted house throughout like a good chunk of the haunted house. And it's just
so
like,
good.
and there was a point where like one of the hallways does like a bit of a U-turn, so you're leaving one hallway to go into another hallway, so it kind of wraps around, so you would have to see people from the other door, and so you would have to see this little girl, creepy ass girl. Like, I mean, like, I don't know how she peeled off at the best time. And I hope to God that she was like somewhere in that hallway to hear me freak out over her disappearing all of a sudden. Because that had to have been prime moment right there. Because I was just like, what the? She's gone, guys. Like you
like
had to see
that's
this.
her proudest moment.
I hope
That's
it
her
is.
proudest moment in her career of haunting black people.
I really hope that she got a kick out of doing that, because she played such a long con in making me paranoid throughout that whole entire house. Because she was like at my side the whole entire time, and it's just like I don't like this. I really don't like this. Like,
see, if I worked in a haunted house, that would be my shtick. Is just to be with the group the entire time, never say anything, never try to scare them, just be this looming presence.
I think at some point she even looked at me, and we locked eyes. And I was just like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Nope,
And she
nope,
just
nope.
looked at me, and then kept looking forward. And she moved her head so eerily slow that I was like, "All right, I'm definitely not comfortable right now." Like, if there's any scenario that signs my death, this would be it.
That's all I want to be.
This is like 13 Ghosts. I'm definitely one of the dead right now. Like,
See, I don't want to. I want to scare people, but I also really just want to unsettle them.
that's how you do it, man. You just stick with one person and say nothing. You say nothing. You look creepy as fuck. Stick with this whole entire group for the whole entire ride, and at some point just peel off. And you just find the guy that apparently looks like he's going to be so like paranoid by your existence, because you're like, why are you with me? Like, there's at least a solid rough estimate on the head count from just glancing over between the people behind me and people in front of me. Like, in that visible line, a good 150 people that you could have chosen from, but you picked me. 1 out of 150, and you choose me? How lucky am I? Jeez.
Very. You got the full haunted experience.
I wasn't scared except for those handful of moments at that place. It was just her disturbing me, the fucking spiders, and then the zombie farmer just being an asshole. That was it. The whole entire experience was like pretty not melodramatic, but anticlimactic. The only scary thing about that was my friend's dude disappearing on us and then popping up like out of nowhere and scaring us. He did a better job than most of the other people there. To be fair,
Oh, that's good.
it was a good experience. But like those 3 moments right there, well, 2 moments, because 2 of them were the scary ones. Where it's like, this little girl disturbs me, and they got giant ass fake spiders here. I know they're fake, but they look real.
I want a haunted house that there's just a room, it's just a box on a table, and if you open it up, a bunch of spiders just pour out.
That
Scariest room in a haunted house.
That whole entire
That
building
would
would be
be.
on fire by my standards. That whole entire building, at every inch of it. The ashes would be on fire too. Everything on fire.
Yeah, you had some questions, such as
real quick before we do the questions.
Oh yeah, if any other stories.
Yes. Terrell was talking about the hayride. I went on a haunted hayride when I was like 10, and I remember that scared the fuck out of me, because we were on like this tractor. We were going through the woods, and before we went anywhere, because this was behind a jail, a guy in a cop costume came on.
Oh.
It was like, oh, it's like escaped convict, this and that. If you see anything, let us know. And we're like, oh, okay.
Oh no, no.
One of
Okay,
those.
so we're going along. They have people on horses trying to grab you. Like, the horses are coming up next to you, and you're trying to, like, fake grab you. So that was messing me up.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
They had people out in the woods screaming my cousin's name. Like, Danielle, help us. Danielle, why'd you do this to us?
Oh my god.
Then we come around a corner. There's the cop being hung.
Jesus
Holy
Christ!
shit!
So I was just like, what the fuck? And
How old were you?
I was like 10.
Oh,
Holy
no,
fuck.
that escalated way too quickly.
This is like if you wouldn't take your kids to a rated R film, why would you put them in the rated R film?
Then my favorite part happened. The tractor, quote unquote, broke down, and we had to walk the rest of the way.
No.
Oh no! No!
I was just like, nope. I was just like running the whole way back. I was just done, and there was just people jumping out of the woods at me, and I'm like, no.
I ain't got time for you guys. I gotta run.
Yeah.
Oh my god, where was this?
Terrifying.
Yap Hank, maybe.
Wow.
I don't know where exactly it was. It was. I just remember being like terrified of this place. I'm like, on the ride home, I was just like staring off into like the darkness. I'm like, I didn't like that. My aunt was like laughing. She's like, "Oh no, it was fun." I was like, "No,
that is legit."
it
Once
was
again,
not."
the '90s were some weird shit.
Yeah, this had to be like late '90s, early 2000s.
Well,
So
I
it
mean,
was,
nowadays we have those ones that are like, sign this waiver.
a lot of them do that now. Because when I worked at a haunted house, you had to do that. You had to sign a waiver to come in.
Oh no, I mean the ones that are like, we will kidnap
Ew.
and torture you.
Oh yeah, those
Are you talking
places
about that
are
one
weird.
that only lets in like what 6 people a year or something?
I think so, yeah. I don't know if they do
It's
that,
like
but yeah.
it's like when you sign this document, you're saying that it's okay for us to do these things to you, and you can't stop us.
Yeah.
Like, we will not stop even if you beg for mercy.
I remember
Jesus.
seeing a video on a place. Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was that thing where it's like you have to go through like a physical, a mental evaluation, all this stuff, and then if you come in, you have to last 24 hours, and if you do, you win $20,000.
Oh,
No one has made it past 5 hours.
Damn.
God damn it! I'm sorry. Like, that money is tempting, but like,
It's not worth
That's
it.
not
to be
worth it.
mentally
Yeah,
scarred
that's
for
not
life.
Yeah,
worth
just
it.
like mentally fucked up. Like they'll shave your head, they'll like tie you up, put like
I
duct
can't-
tape over
I
your
can't
mouth,
part with my
waterboard
beard
you.
now that I've grown it so out.
like
the worst.
I'm a sturdy individual. I can take most things pretty well. But like, if you're gonna tell me that, oh, but by the way, like, even though this is for like 24 stacks, this is for 24 stacks. You can't fight back. They will not stop. I was like, no, this is for 24 stacks, and if any of these motherfuckers touch me, someone's winding up with a broken arm. Because I am going to be
I mean, then
deathly
you just wouldn't
afraid in
sign
that
it.
moment. So when fight or flight
Okay,
kicks in, I'm fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. It's the McCamey Manor.
Oh no.
It's classified as survival horror events.
That sounds
It's the
right.
real life survival horror genre.
Yeah, because I watched some documentary episode of some shows, like something abroad. Like, it was just like, oh, we're gonna go check out like weird shit around the world, and yeah, they did that one. And it's this dude who's like, he used to be military, and he's like kind of an expert at interrogations. And after retiring, he's just like, what can I use all of this information for? Oh, I know.
This manor, this manor does not. Okay, hold up. Real quick.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah, they like give you a safe word. And they're
Yeah, and some
if
chick
at any
used the
point-
safe word for hours, and she went
safe
and
word
they
is
they
harder,
did not
Daddy.
they did not stop for like several minutes. No, not hours, but she used the safe word repeatedly, and they didn't stop for several minutes. She later went to the hospital for extensive injuries. Also, participants can be drugged during their experience. Oh no!
Whoa.
Nope.
But like, this
Freddie,
is
how
how
do you
you. McCamey.
This is how you
MC
legally kill a person.
McCamey Manor.
This is how horror movies get written, people. I'm not saying follow what they do, like fucking just this is what happens. This is how this is why in any event, like in any scenario where I feel like this could turn into a horror movie, if I wind up running away and leaving people behind, like this is a good example. I will kick in windows to just jump out them and leave. I will break a door down. I ain't paying for shit. I'm in a fight or flight scenario where my life is quote unquote on the line. I am gone. No.
Yeah. Well, this is also a year-round thing, so.
Nobody.
Yeah.
This manor is year-round too? Are you kidding? No.
No, this is a year-round thing. It's not a haunted house experience. This is just like
It's like
haunted house adjacent.
Oh, I thought you meant like this thing runs like every day.
no, it runs all year, like every weekend.
No, it's
Oh.
whoever signs up for it.
Is it whoever signs out? It was every weekend. I must have read the
Something
wrong
like
thing.
that.
No. And the experience
thinking
is
of different
4
things.
to 8 hours. Oh no, no,
Yeah,
no.
sorry, 48 hours. I was wrong with the 24 hours on that. That was my bad.
No. Not even for 24 G's. I'm sorry, not even for 24 grand. I'm sorry.
Oh no, this
That would have
this
to
is
be
the one I
like
was thinking about.
that would have to be half a mil for me. For that whole entire lineup there, half a mil. Sorry, easily half a mil.
This is the one I saw. Oh, the series. It's a Netflix series called Dark Tourist, and it's about a dude going around like checking out like a lot of fucked up like just weird dark things.
I can't.
Because
I
yeah,
can't.
the house permits just a handful of patrons to enter each weekend. Guests are not required to pay an entrance fee. Instead, McCamey accepts payments only in dog food for his pet dogs.
I mean, dogs got to eat.
Yeah.
No, man, I just can't like. Nah, man. Like, I can do some scary scenarios, but like I have a very low threshold. I am unabashedly unafraid to say that I am a bitch when it comes to horror stuff.
But yeah, we're getting off the topic of Halloween.
I feel like we're still pretty on topic. I'm sorry, McCamey Manor. I'm pretty sure that's on topic. Like, no.
All right, fair enough.
That's
I
so-
will say
I'm so
I am
internally
happy
disturbed
I don't have
right
to
now.
drag stuff out of Terrell right now.
I'm
Because you were real concerned that you weren't gonna be able to contribute anything to our conversations.
Look, man,
You
when we
walked
talk
in.
about a place that winds up having the chance of drugging a person for 4 to 8 hours and also leaving people mentally hell no! I'm sorry. Like, I'm internally like, no. God, my skin's crawling.
All right.
Okay.
All right, on to what we were going to talk about.
Or unless Pete had another story.
I mean, I have many stories, but we can always go into that later because this is just our first Halloween themed thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got like
This is the
four.
month.
We got like four more Tuesdays of this.
So many Tuesdays. And then maybe some
So
extra
many.
episodes for the other thing.
Fucking
Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah,
anyway.
next Tuesday, Terrell grabs a pillow to hang on to just in case.
So, Pete, you asked some questions. The first of which was, when is the right time to start setting up and decorating for Halloween? My answer, October 1st.
Yeah, I agree. Once, like, because the thing is, the great thing about Halloween, it's the last day of the month, which means you have an entire month to celebrate it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like one of those things where it's like it's halfway through the month, so you can like probably set it up the month prior. It's like, no, I feel like October 1st is when you can start setting up.
Personally, I feel that October is the month of Halloween. It's not a day, it's just the month.
Yeah, because you know that once you're an adult, like you're celebrating Halloween at least 3 times in that month.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Now, I will throw a personal caveat to that, where it's like depending on like what you want to like. If you're trying to make your own haunted house, you might want to like start like maybe on like the final week of September.
That's
Like,
true.
oh,
Well,
like,
that's
planning-
different.
like,
I'm talking
yeah.
about generic.
Oh,
Generic.
like
I'm
I'm
generic
talking about
everyday.
generic, like,
Yeah, like lawn stuff, like
Oh, then yeah,
your
October 1st.
house. Yeah.
Then yeah, October 1st.
you got a cobweb on your mailbox to scare the mailman.
Otherwise, if you were like thinking of something intricate or like, you know, making your own haunted house or this, that, and the other thing, then yeah, you probably want to like at least start planning for it like the second to last week of September, and then like get what you
Yeah,
need on the
like,
last
yeah.
week
I
of
do
September,
work
and then start working on it.
Yeah, I do work for a guy who does haunted houses every year, and I was over there last night. Was that last night? I don't remember what my life is.
Days blur together.
They do. When you don't work that much, everything blurs together.
Yeah,
It's just the same.
fucking. Facts.
But he already had up a lot of stuff. Like, there was like purple lights, fog machines, like his whole front yard's already decorated, and he's working on his backyard. And they have 3 houses that are participating this year in haunted housing. So like, you go from one haunted house to the next to the next. And it's all in the same block.
Damn. Yeah, it's like that stuff I would start planning for and working on in advance to October. So that way, like, you got like the stuff that not everyone's gonna see, like, already done, just ready to just place wherever you need to, and over the course of October towards Halloween itself, do the work, make everything that you need to do look the way you need it to look, and then come October, scare the shit out of people. I'm a huge hypocrite when it comes to this shit. I'm slowly realizing that now.
I hope so. I mean, that's fair. I mean, as much as I want to scare people, I'll never do a haunted house because I want to be the scarer.
I want to be the scarer, not the
fun
scary.
As hell.
Oh, I can imagine. I would love to do it sometime.
I worked one in high school. It was the funnest thing.
I will just drench myself in fake blood and run screaming at people. Like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
But that's just your average Thursday, Dale.
I mean, yeah.
That's still the funniest thing to see, though, is like any haunted house, because this did happen while I was at the one I was telling you guys about, is to see people go darting away from a thing, and you just go, what the hell are they running away from? And about maybe half a minute later, your head just snaps in that direction, and you see like two dudes just dressed to the nines chasing someone with a chainsaw, and it's just like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what they're running away from. Wow, they had a good sprint. Like, I mean, they had a good lead. It was just like, holy shit. That's what they were running away from. Huh. Alright, let's go walk towards the thing that they ran away from.
Which is how everyone dies in horror movies.
I feel like I said that too, like on that moment without missing a beat, because we were walking in the direction of that. They ran from that haunted house that I was in. I was just like, fuck, this is how people die. Like, and I'm just watching my group just walk further forward. I was like, yeah, this is how people would die.
Yeah, I mean, like my dream is just like I want to do like a mix of scary and candy for trick or treaters. It's like here's the candy, now here's the scary part. Or like, no, this is scary, but the candy's the reward if you're fucking brave enough. Fucking
Trick or treat?
punk-ass
No.
children.
You mean trick and treat? What?
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, Pete, your next question was, what kind of candy do you buy for trick-or-treaters?
So, for me, we used to have a lot more kids in the neighborhood, and when that was the case, we would get, like the Reese's Cups, the individually wrapped ones.
Yeah.
That's a good candy.
It is a good one. It's like Reese's are like one of my favorites, just in general. So it made me sad when we ran out. But there has been a dramatic decrease in children in the neighborhood because that was my generation. We're all fucking adults now. So there's only like a handful of kids in the neighborhood. So we switched over to becoming those people who buy the full size candy bars.
Nice.
Like legit, we had this one person from like 2 towns over drive to our house, roll up, and was like, "I heard this is the house that has the full size candy bars," and we're just like, "Yep." And that was the furthest anyone's ever come for it because we don't really have a lot of kids that come here anymore.
See, that was like the thing that like in the last few years, like living on Long Island, that's what we did. Is my parents would buy from Costco like the variety pack of full size candy bars. And that is what we gave out. And we had pitiful numbers of children trick-or-treating in our neighborhood.
I mean, that's you can afford it then at that point.
I mean, yeah, to the point where it was just like, if I answered the door, I would just hold out the box and be like, just take like 3 each. And they would look at me like I was insane. And they're like, are you
They're
serious?
like, that's like a year's worth of allowance.
That's like 5
sir.
houses.
How can you afford that, sir?
No, like there was one year like I just like leaned against the like door frame and I'm just like take like 3 each. I really don't care. You are the only trick or treaters I've seen all night. This is your reward. And like even when it's just like take 1 each, like you see those kids' faces light up because it's just like holy shit.
We hit the jackpot.
Because
they'll always come back then after that, and they probably tell their friends and bring them.
oh yeah, because like yeah. So what are the like sins of candy? Because pennies, I don't think anyone fucking does that anymore.
No.
I think the sins of that
is that one asshole in the neighborhood who hands out apples or a fruit of sorts.
See,
That doesn't
I
go
never,
bad
I
initially.
never got that.
Yeah, I've never encountered that.
Never
I
had
have.
that.
I have heard of
I
it.
have. It does exist. It's very, very rare. Because, you'll learn real quick that if you give someone an apple, you're going to get ketchup all over your house.
I remember this girl I used to hang out with in high school. Her mom would make little like goodie bags and put this fake looking $20 bill in it.
Oh,
that when you open
that's
it
the
up-
worst.
that's so dick.
When you open it up, come to this church and I will give you a real $20 bill. And I'm like,
No.
come on.
Okay,
No.
that was acceptable for a moment because it is trick or treat.
Yeah.
But when you involve the Jesus in it, no.
No, that's like okay. All right, yeah, for probably a hot moment,
That's
for
just
all
bribing children to convert.
for all of
That's it
5
is.
seconds that would be acceptable. But like the more and more I would look at that, come like second 6 and second 7, I go, "Nah, lady, you some bullshit. Where's my 20?"
No, like, see, I would do a fake 20, but I'd wrap it around like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
That's fine. That's fine. That would be fine.
'Cause it's like I tricked you and treated you. Take
Yeah.
that, child.
Yeah, like that would be fine. Like they still got something out of that. They still got something out. Oh my god, I'm actually mad about that.
Yeah.
I'm really mad at that. You just robbed like a bunch of kids of like a solid moment in their childhood for a fake ass 20, and telling them to show up at church for a real ass 20. First off, I ain't
Yeah.
doing it, lady. I don't know you. Secondly, where's my 20? At least you
I
could
would
have
show
just
up-
put
that's when-
candy on
I
it
would
or
show up-
When
something.
you light it on fire.
I would show up
and
to
then throw it
church for
back.
just that one day to get my 20 and then immediately leave.
No, I wouldn't even do that. I would literally just show up there for a hot beat and go, where is this lady that was handing out like these fake 20s during Halloween? Oh, that's her? Hey, you drop something and just leave.
As a child, that $20 is worth like $500 today.
It's true.
Yeah.
As an adult.
But it's just like, oh, man, that's so grimy.
Yeah, that's bad. Also, personally, anyone who handed out like junior mints or like, God, what are those other mint? Anything with mint. Like,
See, I like Junior Mints. So.
oh, see, I hate mint. So
Oh, I love
any
mint.
house that gave me mint candy, I'm like, don't deserve to live.
See, so like,
You monster.
See, that's why you brought your candy to school the next day and you had trade.
yeah, you could barter. Like, okay, so
Yeah.
I still kind of am. I'm starting to get better with it, but like, and this is only because my tongue is weird because I taste things a little bit more specifically. I didn't like chocolate growing up. Like, I can tolerate it now, but I did not like the taste of it growing up. So what I would always do is whenever I got chocolate, I would set that off to the side and just use that shit to barter with at school. It's the best bargaining thing ever.
Oh yeah, because more than likely everyone's gonna be like, "Wait, chocolate? Okay."
Yeah, I was like, look, I will give you this and this if you give me these. Or it's just like, oh, you don't want that? I want that. Here's like 3 things of chocolate. Have fun.
Oh no,
Let me take
I
this.
would totally trade like some chocolate for like some Skittles.
Yeah, like I easily would. I went for like the Skittles, like I fucking any ounce of gum. Gum is just addictive.
I hate
Any lollipops, like the Smarties, the Warheads, the Nerds, like anything that wasn't chocolate, that was like my wheelhouse during Halloween. So I would always
Warheads.
barter the chocolate for more of that.
Warheads,
fucking love me some Warheads.
lollipop.
Yo,
Speaking
so-
though, speaking of
Hold on.
lollipops. Okay, go ahead.
Freddie, sorry. Side note about warheads. Literally just found some warheads in my drawer the other day. Don't know how long they were there for, but they were all melted to each other and they were all stuck to the bottom of my dresser.
Oh, rip.
Wow.
Just wanted to throw that out there because you just said warheads, and I'm just like, oh god, I have to clean out my dresser because there was just a pile of melted together. Like they melted out of the bag.
They really
I don't
do
know how it
that.
happened.
'Cause I start-
It's probably the acid and the sour or something. I guess.
yeah,
I don't
it
know.
is like very acidic.
It's just melted right. I don't like. I guess it happened because it gets hot in here.
No, yeah, they
sometimes.
don't handle hot temperature well. As an expert
No.
on warheads, yeah.
As a self-proclaimed expert on warheads, keep them in a cool location.
Yep, exactly. In high school, like, I would occasionally bring food to school and be like, I'm gonna eat like 5 of these at once. Everyone's like, you're insane.
You madman!
And dude, it was unbearable to the point where like my head was down on the table, just like waiting for the pain to stop. I'm just like, this is fun.
Eat 5.
So crazy.
Eat 5 warheads. Just like I now want the sweet embrace of death. This is too
No,
much.
yeah, I would eat like 4 warheads at once. My head would be down on the table. Everyone's like, well, Dale's dead. Like, why do you do this to yourself? I'm like, because it tastes so good.
I love chocolate, but I can't have it because it makes me fat. But it's so good. That moment of Family Guy sketch actually is very appropriate.
Yeah. Say, the best lollipops come out around this time, though, is those green sour apple lollipops.
Oh
with
my
the
god,
caramel.
yes!
Yes.
I'm not a fan of that.
What is wrong with you?
I've almost.
I can give you a list, but to sum it up for this, I'm not a fan of green apple.
Yeah, that's my line.
there's a list, but we're just gonna keep it short. I don't like green apple.
That's the short version. That's
Short
the abridged
version.
Dude, I've almost.
That's just a.
I've almost ripped
trailer.
out so many teeth eating those.
Oh, God.
Like, because when
They're
you
so
eat them, you
good.
feel like your teeth are gonna pop right out.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love those so much.
Yeah, Halloween back in the day was like the shit.
Oh,
trying-
yeah.
Trying to think of some other sins of candy. Like, fun size anything is bullshit.
I like fun size like box of nerds because it's just like a
Okay,
shot.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Like a shot of nerds.
Yeah,
like, cool.
unfortunately, that's what we get at my house is like the big giant bags of like assorted fun size stuff. But we're just like, take what you want and just keep taking.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Because there's not that many people who come around here.
anyone who's like, oh, take like 2. I'm like, ugh, fuck you.
No, like
No.
take a handful and then take another handful.
Now I
You're
will
good.
say this much: out of the times I've gone trick or treating, there was only one time I've gotten this. Actually, maybe 2 times, but one of them wasn't trick or treating. So yeah, one time. I've never like physically gotten pop rocks randomly while trick or treating until like
Yeah?
one day, and I was just like, "Oh no!" I had every ounce of bad thought running through my head the very second I saw that pop rock package. I was like, I could end my
I
whole
got
entire
Pop Rocks.
existence right now.
I got Pop Rocks pretty often.
I never got Pop Rocks, I don't think.
I have never gotten pop rocks for Halloween. I have to go get that at Target.
I've gotten pop
Yeah.
rocks once trick or treating and like a handful of other times from just work shit. Because
Wait.
the last place I worked at, every now and then they would just give us candy or they'll have like a bowl of candy, and I saw like 3 things of pop rocks in there. I was like, I'm just snatching these right now because we have a vending machine. I can get Coke, and I can just decimate my body.
Yeah, I was thinking, yo, what was the holy grail for you as a kid of like trick or treating candy?
Probably those pop rocks, because that was the only time I came across them.
Yeah, for me it
What
was
were those
Warheads.
things? Like Spree? They used to have these giant like Spree
Oh,
candies.
I remember those.
Those things were really good. They were like,
They had like a whole like.
I know what
Oh
you're
no,
talking
yeah,
about,
the Holy
but I don't know
Grail.
what you mean giant one?
The holy. Well,
yeah,
there was either the giant
they were
ones
like
or the ones
the
that
giant
that
ones that
long
were
that
like-
long tube of just nothing but sprees that was just wrapped in foil. They used to
I think
use
it
them.
was. I think they were called. I think it was Spree, but they were like the giant circular ones. They were like a little hard, but then they got chewy.
Yeah, it's spree. It's
yeah,
spree.
that's a spray.
Okay.
But I don't think I've ever
I have
seen
no idea what this is.
that. It's like a colorful.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got you.
Yeah.
Those things I was
figured.
addicted to.
I figured someone didn't see these before, but I got an image. I'm getting it now, and I'll put it up in the Discord. But
Just
yeah,
in general.
those are definitely like one of the whole, especially when you can get one of those like large ass tubes of spree. Like it's
Oh yeah.
the best.
Yeah, for me it was like Warheads, any kind of caramel.
Caramel. Yeah.
Love caramel so much.
That's spree. These are sprees.
Yeah. And they're like
I don't
the,
think I've ever seen a giant.
I've
one.
seen-
they used to make giant ones.
Yeah, they
were
used
just,
to make,
one
like,
in a package.
Yeah, they used to make like a solid like, yeah, like it used to be like one in a package, but then they used to have like that roll. They have this roll which is like 36 pieces, but I think they had another one that had a higher count to it, so that they had like a longer roll of sprees. I don't know if they do
also-
that anymore, but goddamn.
Also, now and laters.
I don't think I've had those.
Yes.
I
Those things
love
used to
them.
like. Those were so chewy. I feel like I was gonna
Never
like
heard
rip.
of that.
I love things
Rip
that
out my teeth.
make me feel like my teeth are gonna get ripped out.
Oh right, they used to do these giant sweet tarts. Goddamn.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Sweet tarts.
Oh, I hate sweet tarts.
Oh, I love
Maybe
them.
that's what I was
I
thinking
like
of.
sweet tarts.
I can't remember because it was so long ago.
Now,
Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna say something that like, you could either say this was candy or this wasn't candy. But there is like, and this is like a little divergence off of Halloween, but this is like one of my favorite things to just have in general. Fucking Altoids, the fucking mandarins, the orange ones, whatever. Like the
I
sour
don't think I ever
orange
had
ones.
the orange ones.
Oh my
The
god, those
Altoid
were
hard
the
candies
best one. Yeah.
that
the-
don't exist.
The
anymore
orange,
'cause they
the
were
orange
best thing
Altoid,
ever.
yeah, the orange Altoid candies were the best thing ever, and they don't exist anymore. And I am upset
Yeah, the hard
at
candies
that.
that came in a tin. That were the
No,
best
I know what
thing ever.
Altoids are. Yeah.
Yeah, they used
But I've
to
never
do,
seen the orange one. I
Oh,
love the
those-
cinnamon ones so much.
those orange
Oh,
ones.
I hate
Is
cinnamon.
you are a glutton for punishment, my guy. Well, those
Oh,
orange
I
ones
love
are
cinnamon.
so good.
What was the purple one?
That had to have been grape.
I don't think it was grape. It was like, I think pomegranate or something.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, did you just add pomegranate?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of just straight
Oh, you
pomegranate.
fucking monster.
Tangerine sours. That's it. It was the Altoid
Oh,
sours.
yes.
Oh, Altoid sours. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think
those
I
are
ever
good.
had that one.
Yes. I
I
used
remember
to get
those, though.
all the time. Like I would literally like it was the weirdest thing. Like it was around the time I started learning to drive. Like I would go to the handy pantry and pick up a tin of them, and then I would just make sure I had them with me
Okay.
every time I went driving.
I had
So
a
it was
teacher
like-
who used to carry like a
comfort candy.
tin of them on them, and then, like they low key knew I really loved those things. Like the very first time they gave it to me, I was like, "Fuck, I really
Okay,
would
I
love
found
to
it.
have one of these again." And I think he handed me a tin. I was like, "You do realize that this tin will be gone come the end of the day?" He's like, "I know." I was like, "Yes."
Okay, I found out it was raspberry. That was my favorite.
raspberries flavored
Yeah,
stuff is
it was
great.
raspberry, citrus, apple, tangerine, and mango. And this is the most unbelievable statement I have ever read. Sour hard sweets in a round tin were introduced in 2004, but were discontinued in 2010 due to low sales.
Bullshit.
I
buy
kind of understand
every
because to
time I saw
me,
them.
like, I feel like I was the only one who ever bought that shit.
Same,
That
but I bought them constantly. So I
So
wanted
upset.
to punish my tongue.
So upset. They were so tasty. they were like mouth like, oh man, I'm like, all right. So these things, I'm so upset I can never get these things ever again. To like they're on level with the fact that I'll never be able to get Snapple Orangeade ever again.
Mm.
Yeah, because I tried to fill my addiction with like Altoid gum, and I'm just like, this is garbage. The flavor's gone in like 2 seconds.
There's nothing that so there are certain things like in terms of Holy Grail the candies, it has to be those Altoid sours. Like if I ever
Which
came
don't
across
exist
those
anymore.
again, yeah, if they ever come back and make them again, I will lose my utter shit because those things are so good.
I will buy them in bulk.
But
just
yeah,
so
I
that
would buy those
If
suckers
the
in
end
bulk.
times ever come again, I have my supply.
I would buy those in bulk. That's just like if Snapple came out again. This is a slight divergence, but whatever. Fuck it. I'm on this rant right now. If Snapple came out with another Snapple Orangeade, I'm buying that in bulk. Those are the two things I would buy, hands down, in bulk without thinking about it.
So, rounding out to Pete's other question, when did you trick or treat until?
I'm pretty sure the last time that
Middle
I
school?
went trick or treating was with you, Dale, and our entire crew.
Yep. Around
It was like
around
what,
JP's neighborhood.
I'm pretty sure like 26, which
Don't-
is absurd. I
That
know.
sounds about
the
right.
last time I went was I was in high school, and I specifically remember turning and falling, and my first reaction was, "I gotta save the candy!" Just raise my arm.
Oh my god, that's how precious candy was. Like that's some real mood energy right there, though. It's like the fact that like whenever that time comes around, everyone's first instinct, I don't care how old you get, if you wind up going trick-or-treating and you got a bag of candy or some shit like that and you fell, your first instinct is probably going to be, oh, I gotta protect the candy. Fuck my bones. I gotta protect this candy. This candy is like gold.
It was. As a child, it was gold. But yeah, I think, yeah, it was like, oh god, what? It's like, I think like my second year of college, I think was the last time we went trick or treating, and yeah, it was me and Pete dressed as the Blues Brothers, and people like kept commenting on us, being like, "Aren't you old for trick or treating?" Like, we're like, it's free candy.
That's literally all we would say at every door. It's like, free candy. Give me food.
They're like,
But you should have spent, like, aren't you too little too old for trick-or-treating? We're on a mission from God.
I mean, occasionally we did
That's-
say that for the people that recognize
Okay.
us, but for the people that are like, "Oh, what are you, the Men in Black?" We're like,
I
fuck off,
hate
just
those
give us the
people.
candy. Look, I'm short and fat. He's tall. Clearly, we're the Blues
my
Brothers.
God. Alright, so real quick story. So last time I went trick-or-treating was like probably some point in middle school, because I stopped fairly early, because I was like, by then I was moved down here to Maryland, and I was just like, I don't know anybody here, I really don't feel like doing this anymore, so fuck it.
Fair.
So at some point though, this is like well after high school. This is actually when I went to the Hoos. So when everybody went to college, I was working around the time, and then I fell out of work for a hot bit, but was hanging out with a few friends of mine up here in College Park, and they had this house that we always called the Hoos, so we always knew where to go. So they had a fucking Halloween party. I was lazy as shit, so I just threw on a suit. And I went to this party. I had like a laptop bag on me because I was carrying alcohol into the party, but I had to hop the metro. Shush. So when I'm waiting for the metro to show
Save
up,
it for the crimes episode.
okay, well I wasn't really carrying alcohol. I was carrying the shit I would use to make it, so it was just drinks, but whatever. So as I'm waiting for the metro to show up, the metro train to show up, these dudes were like looking at me like, who the fuck is, like, what is that guy supposed to? And one dude, like, out loud, I heard him, and he was trying to be quiet, but it was late in the night, like, bro, we knew you was partying. He was like, shut up, he's a secret agent, leave him the hell alone. You see that bag on his side? Don't mess with him. I was like, I'm not gonna even look at them. But that's funny as shit. So I just put on like the sternest face I had and just kept staring at the track like I was a man on a mission. But every time everybody asked me when I was at the party, why are you in a suit? I was like, I am an international businessman on an international business meeting. Continues to drink beer.
How old were you?
Yeah, this was like, I was like 22, 23.
Oh, okay.
Old enough to drink. Which doesn't say much, but whatever. But yeah, no, like, so, like, yeah, I also bought out, like, that whole entire house out of, like, alcohol. Like, I threw down money for everything. It was just like, okay, look, you can have access to every ounce of liquor and every ounce of fucking whatever in this building. I was like, alright, that's fine, just trying to help y'all out, damn, but thanks. And then the guy in the penguin suit.
Go on.
So this dude was beyond drunk. This guy was like wasted. So like every time me and a bunch of my friends were just like talking and bullshitting around, this guy would just show up out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you with us? Like, we don't know you. And whatever, but like we got a good laugh out of him. He was pretty chill, even though he was completely like nine feet under the table in terms of like how drunk he was. So we at some point were like, fuck, we're hungry. You know, there's food here, but we kind of want something hot. And it being College Park, and it's a college town, you know, there's food like right around the corner. So we go and walk up to this place called Do's, and they were, you know, we were talking about it beforehand. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. They're like, you've never had food from Do's? Like, hell no. And like, as if this guy heard that we were planning something, this dude in the penguin suit just shows up. He's like, I've never had Do's either. We should all go to Do's. I'm like, you drunk motherfucker. What? You weren't even in this conversation. Fuck it, whatever. So we go
So
to...
then who the fuck are you?
I've said that at least 4 times. I've had this, and he legitimately would introduce himself, which is all like, all right, you know what, whatever, you're fine, I guess. So we went to DVDos, came back, and at some point he disappears. We don't know how he made it back to wherever the hell he made it back to, but he was like, he came as fast as he went, like the goddamn wind. It was just like, this dude. I hope this man is still alive. Because I'll remember like being able to say the dumbest of shit, and at least getting like a good laugh out of someone because of that guy. It's just the fact that he was always just popping up into our friend group out of nowhere. No one knew him is what made it so awkward.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things was one time me and Pete were dressed as the Blues Brothers in college. Our college did a thing for like kids who live in bad neighborhoods, come to our college. We set up a thing in the cafeteria for you. And me and...
Or if it was nice out, it would be outside in the courtyard.
Oh, see, I never saw that. But yeah, we had a thing where it was like... it was essentially that. So, like, we showed up as the Blues Brothers. And then we were going around, and people were like, hey, Blues Brothers! Like, go ahead and sing the song. We're like, sorry, we're on a mission from God. Also, I can't sing. But I remember at the end of the night, there was a popcorn machine, and they had a bag of popcorn that was like 5 feet tall, and they were about to throw it out. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, we're throwing it out. It's the end of the day. I'm like, can I have it? They're like, I mean, I guess. So we all went back to Pete's house. I had my self-sized bag of popcorn, and we went to Pete's house and watched the first episode of The Walking Dead. And that was a great Halloween.
Oh man.
Yeah. Was that the year that I think that was the year that I also danced to Charleston, like when it came on?
When?
I don't know. Like, they had music playing, and I remember...
Oh, probably.
I don't know if it was that year. It was just random. It wasn't like there was a dance floor or anything. It was just, like, random speakers playing music throughout the halls, and, like, it came on. Tom Jones, like, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
I mean, you've done that so many times that I can't tell.
Just like me and random can-can
I've done
lines.
it so many
Fucking love
times.
that
It's like a
song so
handful of
much.
times. It's a great song.
Wait, is Tom Jones that guy I hate?
Yes.
Oh,
he
dare
is.
you, Tom Jones! I know what you did.
You're like, damn you and your great music.
Oh, no, it's not what he did that I hate him for. It's that other thing.
No, I know why
Yeah.
you. I know
Anyway.
why you hate him. Yeah. Well, that could be
once
a
again, that's just like me
completely
and random can-can
different
lines.
topic
That is not
another
a
day.
topic.
That could be a completely different podcast another
That's
day.
not a topic. Anyway, so
Look it up.
I
people.
will ask. Oh, duh. You. I will ask. So Halloween is typically as you get older and get to high school age, you're known to do other things on Halloween night.
Degeneracy.
Yeah, stay home
degeneracy.
and sleep.
Oh,
All right.
I was forgetting
Mom.
Mischief Night.
No,
Do
I
you-
really didn't do anything in terms of like mischief or anything like that. I can assume that's what the question is.
Yeah, Mischief Night.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything, but I remember in high school, there was one teacher. Every Halloween, her house got egged and TP'd. Every year.
She must have been the devil.
Yeah, I must say that.
No,
speaks
because I
miles
love
about
the
her.
devil.
That speaks miles about that person as a person.
Oh no, she was a horrible screaming banshee of a woman.
Oh.
And everyone fucking hated her. So yeah, every year she hated Halloween, and her house got TP'd and egged. And you know what? She deserved it.
Well then.
Although I do remember one story one year of Mischief Night where someone was driving down the street, and don't ever fucking do this, but they were driving down the street and some asshole popped out of a bush with 2 cans of silly string and tried to silly string the windshield, except the cans were turned around, so he ended up just silly stringing his own face.
Oh god, that's great.
Idiot.
Yeah, I definitely heard stories from my classmates of like yeah, we egged so-and-so's house, but then the cops showed up and we ended up running through the woods for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, see, like I've never heard and or experienced that. So like, it was so Halloween for me was relatively calm. So it was like nothing really major happened. Like even after moving down here, like nothing major ever happened in terms of like at least that I'm aware of. So I was just like, well, I'm done with trick or treating. I'm just gonna chill, play games, and hand out candy. You know, just give it forward.
Yeah, that's more or less a lot of my Halloweens.
The biggest thing that I encountered down here was just like, of course you had those people that would be like, all right, well everyone else isn't really trick or treating. Let's see if we can't snag some stuff like some of the crumbs from the houses, and like it would just be people that wouldn't be in costumes, and like most of them that would show up, like I knew them from school, so I was like, yeah, enough. Here you go. Like I fucking don't care. Like. What am I gonna do? Like, if anything, I would have brought this with me to school like the next day and just started buying this. You guys are saving me half the trouble. Here you go. Like, I think at some point, like, what really keyed in that I was like pretty much done with Halloween, or not Halloween, but like just trick or treating as a thing. But like if a costume party happens, I'm more than likely would be willing to show up for a costume party because that's fun. Was that like when like these two chicks from my high school, and they were part of the popular crowd, just showed up and were like trick or treat. I looked them both dead in the face, like, all right, first off, why are you here? Secondly, why aren't you in costume? That should have been like point A, but like we'll get to that when we get to that. Like it is like 10:30, like 11, like everyone is done with like. How did you think that anyone was gonna have any? You know what? Here you go. I was like, I don't fucking care anymore. Just get the fuck up out of my face. I was like, I'm done with this.
Be gone.
Yeah, I was like, I'm done with this. I was like, I asked all the questions I need to get out my system. Just here you go. Just leave. I'll see you tomorrow. Whatever. Fuck it.
I remember in high school there was like one year where it was just like the group of the asshole popular kids was just like, oh, I'm going dressed as a vagina. I'm going dressed as a dick. I'm just like, oh, fuck off and die.
So fucking funny,
Oh
right?
yeah, it's hilarious because people don't like seeing those things.
I didn't have anything like that, but I did. There was a year where everyone in the neighborhood got egged, regardless.
Damn.
And so I did like not go trick or treating one
yes,
year, and instead I sat on the roof of my car, not car, sorry, the roof of my house. I sat on the roof of my house with a paintball gun, and just watched the neighborhood that night because I was like, I didn't like having to clean that shit the previous year. I was like, if they come around again this year, I'm just gonna shoot their asses.
Specifically their asses.
Well, yeah, specifically their asses. Like I said it. It's in the contract. Well, I did not have to shoot anyone's asses because that one year was a one-time thing. Thankfully, no one ever egged or did anything to the neighborhood again after that. But instead, I noticed that nobody really wanted to come. Like I get like even back then when they were like a little bit more kids, they didn't really come up to my house because I have a long driveway.
Yeah.
And like I would be like on the roof and I could hear kids be like, should we go to this one? And they're just like, nah, I don't think we like, I don't know if we go to this house.
I hate those
And
houses
I would just,
that are like, I don't know where the entrance is.
Yeah, that is kind of my house. Cause like, the driveway is long and at the end is at the time was the garage.
The gate.
So it wasn't even, yeah. So the gate to go into the yard where the door is. So kids, I guess, felt awkward about doing that, which makes sense. But I would just, like, when I was on the roof, like, watching out for, like, hooligans, I would be like, we have candy, come back! And then people would be like, where are you? I can hear you. And I'll be like, it's, like, dark out. It's, like, pitch black. I'm like, I'm on the roof. Have you heard of Fiddler on the Roof? Well, I'm a shooter on the roof.
And then they ran.
Oh wait, it's not what I meant.
Oh my god!
I just don't want my egg to get. I don't want my egg to get housed. What is wrong with me right now?
All right, Terrell, it's time to stop drinking. Don't you lie to me. Give me your keys.
Pretty sus.
So
I don't want my
sus.
house to get egged. My egg to get housed. Holy shit! I'm so embarrassed right now. Oh man.
Jesus.
All right. Well, man, I think that tops the flub chart for me. I think that's the worst flub I've had on this podcast to date.
Probably.
So far,
To date.
But don't worry, there's always next week.
Yeah, we're at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, we had ended on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to make sure that this is
Yeah.
sealed. That what you just did is like a permanent piece of history. now.
So, all around, I gotta say, Halloween, best holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a holiday that evolves from I like candy to I want to go out drinking to sexy people in costumes. Let's have sex.
To, I
Wait.
want to scare people so
Doesn't
bad.
point B and point C kind of go hand in hand?
Yeah, I feel like
every
you
now
kind of
and
mix
then?
those. Yeah.
Like every now
I mean,
and
they're
then.
not in order.
like.
I mean, that's true.
I didn't put them in order. It's just Halloween
Yeah.
changes for everybody
So,
at different rates.
I've always had that controversial recoil from people who are like, Halloween's the best holiday. And they're like, what about Christmas? I'm like,
Eh,
Halloween has so much personality.
yeah.
Background
and Christmas causes depression and more people kill themselves around
Yep.
that time.
yeah,
of
that
year.
too.
Yeah.
Has anyone killed themselves around Halloween? Probably, but not many.
On accident, not on suicide. And that's what counts in life.
Moral of the story: Hail Satan!
Hail Satan.
Hail
I
Satan!
can't agree with that. I'm sorry.
Anyway, the major point is Halloween offers up a lot of individuality to people. You get to see some interesting costumes or interesting people in different costumes. Same thing, I get it, whatever, fuck it. But it just has a lot to offer. There's a lot of great memories in it. And once the time comes around, have fucking fun. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
And especially,
It's so much fun.
don't silly
Well,
string
maybe-
cars.
maybe
And if you're gonna
do-
silly string people, make sure the nozzle's not pointing at your face.
Yeah, don't silly string cars like that.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah.
bad.
That messes up the paint, man.
And no, the windshield specifically.
It messes up the car, man.
No, it causes accidents. You fucking dingus.
messes up the car,
it messes
man.
up the people, man.
Oh my god.
I can keep
Take
going.
us home, Freddie.
All right, everyone. I want to thank you again for listening to the Internet Nobodies podcast. This is our first episode of our spooktacular Halloween. Is that a saga?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Saga
saga.
works.
I like
Yes.
that word.
Saga. All right. So, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
What will happen in this new fangled contraption of a month that is the Halloween special? Find out next time.
What are we finding out
on the
next time?
podcast.
Yeah, there's a pause there.